A well-known fact is that number one issue damaging relationships is communication. Actually, miscommunication. As well as sex, whether it's fulfilling for both or even there at all. We assume that if we talk and explain ourselves to others, all will be good. They will understand us. And it surely must be their fault for not getting it, for not getting what we're trying to communicate. But reality is that sometimes people don't talk very much and they feel misunderstood, even hurt, and maybe resentful. It's very easy for frustration to settle in, and before you know it, bitterness and then a go-away feeling comes as well. People will feel attracted to others who have a more understanding attitude. And this can happen, not only physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. The result is always painful as relationships tend to break down, and then jealousy and resentment arise, only to further complicate the issue. So what does this say from the NLP perspective? And the most important thing, can we do something to not only prevent this from happening, but improving the relationships? From the basic NLP practitioner training, we learn about the meaning of words. We might be tempted to think that everyone attaches the same meaning to one word. For example, something as common as the word love will have a different meaning for different people. If you ask, this is interesting, check this one out. If you ask 10 people to give you 5 words that in their minds mean love, you are very, very lucky to find one word that's common to all 10. Try it out. Also, from the NLP perspective, negative anchors are significant moments where the negative emotional state is linked to a stimulus, which can be visual, a certain facial expression, or a tonality of voice, or a specific touch or of someone or something. And so in NLP, we can get rid of those, so people can be left only with positive anchors. The process is actually called collapse anchors. We collapse a negative anchor from the past. Another big issue straining relationships is what in NLP is called wrong love strategies. Now, everyone has their own way of knowing they're loved. It's not the same for everybody. When people get together in relationships, they fulfill everything the potential partner wants. But an unknown fact is that we do have our own love strategies, which are different from person to person. So in the NLP practitioner training, we learn how to elicit those strategies, which means we learn how to discover what our own individual love strategies are. What does somebody need to do to have us feel that we're loved? Or any other strategy, by the way, we can discover as decision-making strategy or anything else, just as an aside. But then we know how to use those strategies in context of relationships. In the NLP Master Practitioner Training, we discover what's called meta programs, which are unconscious filters by which we literally filter our experience. The same external experience will be unlike the others. Nothing's wrong with either one, by the way, they're just different. But by understanding how the other in the relationship filter the meaning of our conversation, of an action or behavior, many misunderstandings can be avoided without prejudice, judgment, negativity, negative emotions, feeling hurt, or anything else of that nature. NLP Master Practitioner Training also has several sections on values. Misaligned values is another big and extremely important factor that could make or break a relationship. It may surprise you to know, but not everybody has the same values, although everybody has values. The problem is when values of a couple or even over a team of people, as you think of it, speaking of relationships, could be different. And they're most likely different, those values. Because values are mostly unconscious filters by which we gauge our life experiences. In the NLP Master Practitioner, we learn how to discover, how to elicit those values, how to pull them out of the unconscious, in relationships, for example, and even more how to align those values. So therefore, conflicts magically disappear, and understanding and meaningful communication returns. And then, would you believe it, even sexual relationships become fulfilled. In timeline therapy, Master Practitioner Training, there is a technique called the relationships paradigm, which is a major technique which puts together the other techniques assisting couples which have trouble either to rekindle their relationship or if somebody wants to find an ideal relationship. In Timeline Therapy Master Practitioner Training, all the negative emotions accumulated during days, weeks, or maybe even years of unhappy relationships are eliminated, thus leaving people only with positive emotions. And trust that in the future they will find and they will get the perfect relationship for them. So meaningful communications and sex are some of the main issues that could plague a relationship. With the skills from both NLP and timeline therapy, people can change themselves and understand their partners in a relationship without prejudice, without blame, without resentment or guilt, and from a completely new perception. Because differences become attraction rather than struggle, and change becomes development. In this way, the relationship can not only be rekindled, but further grow to a new level.